Welcome to Typhoon, Floods, and What to Do, a podcast where we take a moment to post and reflect on the big events that shape our lives. I'm your host, Mary Ann. Let us dive deeply about typhoon, especially in the Philippines. Understanding typhoons and flood and what to do. So, first, we will tackle what are typhoons, how are they created, why does it occur, does it have any purpose at all? So, first, let us answer this question. Do you know why the Philippines is prone to tropical cyclones? So, it is because of its geographical location that it generally produces heavy rains, flooding of large areas, and strong winds, which result in heavy casualties to human life and destruction to crops and properties. Being in the tropics, the Philippines is visited by typhoon almost every year. These typhoons are also referred to as a tropical cyclones. So let's know more about tropical cyclones. Tropical cyclones are among the most destructive weather phenomena. These intense rotating storm systems originate over warm tropical waters, have a typical diameter of around 120 to 300 miles, and are characterized by low atmospheric pressure, strong winds of at least 74 mph, and heavy rain. Meteorologists are use the overarching term tropical cyclone to describe these storms around the world, but they are also referred to by a variety of regional names based on where they form. So why does it occur? Does it have any purpose at all? So from a purely scientific perspective, yes, typhoons do have a purpose in the global climate system. So they are a natural and necessary part of the planet's heat exchange process. However, it's also important to acknowledge that their purpose for the planet does not negate their devastating impact on human lives and infrastructure. The same forces that are essential for regulating global climate can bring catastrophic winds, storm surge, and flooding to coastal communities, as we've seen countless times in the Philippines and other typhoon-prone regions. They brought plenty of fresh water, huge energy flow to keep the Earth in thermal balance, and especially Earth's ecology developed continuously. So, in summary, while the destructive power of a typhoon is undeniable, it is a vital part of the Earth's natural machinery working to keep the planet's climate in balance. Then, what do nations like Philippines, China, Japan, Vietnam, Taiwan do to prepare typhoon? Why do you think Philippines seem to lack necessary preparations to combat typhoons? So this is a critical and complex question. The nations in the typhoon-prone Western Pacific, including the Philippines, China, Japan, Vietnam, and Taiwan, have all developed sophisticated systems for typhoon preparedness. However, the effectiveness and implementation of these systems can vary greatly. Nations like Japan and China have invested in robust, typhoon-resistant buildings and large-scale public works projects like seawalls and flood barriers. So all these nations emphasize public awareness campaigns, community-level drills, and local disaster risk reduction and management offices play a crucial role in preparing residents, especially in high-risk areas. Then, when a turbines enters the Philippine Area of Responsibility for PAG-ASA, the national agency dedicated to providing flood and typhoon warnings, public weather forecasts, and advisories begins to monitor it. PAGASA has released the list of the names to be used for tropical cyclones entering the country's area of responsibility in 2025. Among them, there are 7 typhoons already hit the country. These are Auring, Bising, Krising, Dante, Emong, Fabian, and Goryo. The past few weeks have been a relentless period for many Filipinos. We've just navigated a triple threat of weather disturbances. Tropical Storm Krising, followed by Tropical Storm Dante, and most recently, Typhoon Emong. This succession of storms combined with the Habagat or southwest monsoon has created a perfect storm of devastation, particularly in central Luzon, the Ilocos region, and Calabarzon. So more than millions people were affected as Tropical Storm Krising swept through parts of the Philippines, while Dante and Emong entered as well from low pressure area. This became a tropical typhoon after Krising, causing floods and landslides. Several local government units have suspended classes for a week, as Tropical Storm Kissim continues to affect parts of the country and other low-pressure area become a typhoon. So why does the Philippines seem to lack necessary preparations? So this is a perception that is often rooted in reality, though it's important to acknowledge the immense efforts and progress that have been made in the Philippines. While the country has sophisticated systems and dedicated people, the gap between preparations and outcome can often be attributed to several compounding factors. First one, geography and frequency. Second, poverty and socioeconomic vulnerability. Third, rapid urbanization and environmental degradation. And fourth, governance and corruptions. Lastly, psychological and behavioral factors. There is a degree of bahala na culture, a Filipino phrase roughly translating to come what may, or it's up to God. While this reflects a resilient and adaptable spirit, it can also lead to lack of proactive preparation, as people rely on their ability to cope with the aftermath rather than prevent the damage in the first place. Many Filipinos have become accustomed to typhoons that they may underestimate the severity of a particular storm, especially if it doesn't appear to be a super typhoon. I interviewed one of the members of ASES, a volunteer group comprised of university students from the World Mission Society Church of God. Their mission is to make a global impact by addressing various societal and environmental challenges, with a focus on delivering mothers' life through their activities. Her name is Jessa. What's your opinion about recent typhoons?
My opinion on the recent typhoon? Well, actually, the recent typhoon has left a big impact on many lives, and it reminded us how fragile we are against natural disasters and how important it is to always be prepared. I feel heartbroken for all the families who lost their homes and belongings, and of course, even loved ones. But at the same time, I admire the courage of the people who continue to stand strong despite the hardship. So for me, this typhoon also shows the importance of unity. So in times like these, helping one another, even in small ways, truly matters. Whether through donations, and like prayers or act of kindness, it makes a really big difference. And I also believe that the government and local communities should focus more on disasters, preparedness, and long-term solution to lessen the damage caused by typhoons in the future. So, like for example, in our organization, we do tree planting and cleanup drive movement, which is in our organization, the international organization is.
As a Filipino, It's important to understand that you cannot prevent typhoons from forming, as they are a natural weather phenomenon. However, you can take crucial steps to prepare for them and minimize their impact on your life and property. This is a key part of what is known as disaster risk reduction and management. Here's a comprehensive guide on what you should do as a Filipino to prepare for typhoons, broken down in what you can do before, during, and after a storm. So first, before a typhoon, when a storm is approaching or during the typhoon season, first, stay informed.
Nations
Regularly
like
monitor
Philippines,
weather
China,
forecasts and
Japan,
updates
Vietnam,
from reliable
Taiwan,
sources
do to prepare
like Pag-asa, Philippine
Why do you think
Atmospheric,
Philippines seem to lack
Geophysical,
necessary
and
preparations
Astronomical
to combat
Services Administration,
So
and
let's find out
DRRMC, National Disaster
This is a
Risk
critical
Reduction
and
and
complex
Management
question.
Council.
The nations in
prepare
the
your home.
typhoon-prone Western
Reinforce your home,
Pacific,
check your
including
house
the
for any weak
Philippines,
points,
China,
secure
Japan,
outdoor items,
Vietnam,
clear
and
drainage
Taiwan
systems,
have all
prepare
developed
an emergency kit
sophisticated
like
systems
water,
for
food,
typhoon
lighting,
preparedness.
first aid,
However, the
important documents,
effectiveness and implementation
communication,
of these
other
systems can
essentials
vary greatly.
like cash, extra clothes, hygiene items, and so on. So during the typhoon, so stay indoors, do not go outside unless it's an emergency or you are ordered to evacuate. Move to a safe area. Monitor updates. Keep your radio or charge phone handy to listen for the latest advisories from Pag-asa and the NDRRMC. Unplug appliances. Be aware of the eye of the storm. After the typhoon, access the damage safely, check for injuries, avoid floodwaters, listen for official announcements, report losses. So by the following these preparedness measures, you can significantly increase your safety and resilience as a Filipino living in a typhoon-prone country. Thank you for listening. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and let's help our kababayans rise from his adversity.